We saw it play out in real time, a stunning reversal from President Trump as he suddenly hit the brakes on most of his worldwide tariffs. Thanks for joining us for 4 o'clock at 9 News. I'm Tom Green.
I'm Kim Christensen. The president dropped import taxes on goods from most companies from around the world to 10% and paused collecting higher tariffs for 3 months.
Somebody had to do what we did, and I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate.
And those tariffs on Chinese goods now raised to 125%. President Trump faced mounting pressure from business leaders and members of Congress, many of them Republicans, to scrap or pause the tariffs. Trump insisted China will soon come to the negotiating table, but there is no indication Beijing even wants to talk. Markets skyrocketed after this news. The Dow gained nearly 3,000 points today, more than 7.8%, wiping out a large chunk of the losses over the past week. In about 10 minutes, an economic expert will join us to answer our questions about what happens next. Some residents in northern Colorado don't know when they're going to be able to return home. Evacuations remain in place after a water, oil, and gas mixture has been spewing from a Chevron well since Sunday. This is near Gailton, which is northeast of Greeley. About a dozen people within a half-mile radius of the well are living in a hotel in Greeley, or they're staying with friends. Yeah,
in Weld County, officials say that air monitoring results remain below levels as far as concern for public health. But our northern Colorado reporter, Amanda Gilbert, says that families who've had to evacuate say they're not getting the answers that they're asking for.
I was out here Sunday night. 3 days later, I'm still seeing that water, oil, and gas mixture kind of spewing from the well. I spoke with a mom who had to evacuate. She says her family just wants a little bit more answers. They want to know when they can return home.
Yeah. Leo, turn around, Papa.
Right now, this is one of the small moments of happiness.
Yeah, they're really good cats.
For Kiana Cruz.
Who's such a lover.
It's been several days of confusion ever since her son noticed this down the road Sunday night.
He thought it was smoke coming from the well down there, and then the sheriff came and said that now was the time to pack up and leave and that we had to evacuate.
Kiana's family's been staying with her grandparents nearby.
We've been staying there, but my grandpa actually passed away on Monday, so it's been a little chaotic, and just want to kind of give them their space.
Now Kiana's been trying to contact Chevron just for more answers as to what's going on here and what they can do.
We haven't had any communication directly from anybody other than what we're getting on Facebook. Finally did get in contact with one of our neighbors. She gave us the information. So we were able to get into a hotel today.
That neighbor who lives closer to this well shared video of a light coating on their car.
And we had noticed when we were standing out here, it just felt kind of like a sprinkling.
Chevron has said that this is just water with some oil and gas, but Kiana still has some questions.
Want to know if everything we've had outside during this time period is going to be safe.
Mainly,
I know every night when we've been coming home to check on them, they're just like crying and crying and crying. We just want to be home.
Her family's just overwhelmed.
We're ready to get some answers, hopefully.
In Gailton, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
So emergency officials say they hope to shut down that well's release by tomorrow. Chevron isn't releasing much more information. They are saying at this point they will be present for a community meeting tomorrow night. That'll be at the Gailton Fire Station, where they plan to talk with residents.
Right now, many folks are under a red flag warning until 7 o'clock tonight. Today's fire danger was elevated to high by West Metro Fire in Jefferson County. It is a windy month around here because April is our windiest month of the year on average. In northern Colorado, we saw some really gusty winds. The National Weather Service shared some early numbers this morning. Dakota Hill in Gilpin County, 60-mile-an-hour gust, 52 in Nederland, 50 in Buckeye in Larimer County, and that was just at the start of the morning.
Of course, that's part of the equation why we're up in the low 70s right now, Kathy.
That's right. And the worst of the wind is in those very areas, Kim, that you just showed. The northern Front Range foothills, southeastern Wyoming, and now northeastern Colorado. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of haze out there, and a lot of wind. You'll notice it when you head west through the canyons and valleys and up over elevated terrain. A bit of a downsloping flow, though, so temperatures, as Tom mentioned, above average in the 70s for Denver, 80s to the south. And the wind is ferocious. The darker the color, the worse the wind. And you'll notice Buckeye KUSA and Larimer County, out across northeastern Colorado and into southeastern Wyoming. We've had gusts over 40 miles per hour. So you can understand why National Weather Service would keep a red flag warning in effect through 7 o'clock for Denver, the northeastern corner of the state, and also the southern foothills. Not looking at much in the way of cloud cover. The weather system is just kind of scooting across the northern half of the state, headed into the Midwest. The clouds will kind of ebb and flow tonight, very similar to what we saw last night and today. Temperatures in the low 70s now. Will drop into the 60s after our 7:32 sunset. How great is that? Weather headlines. We do have the chance for record high temperatures. We're going to discuss this elevated fire risk going into the evening, and how long will this metro warming trend last? After all, it is our second snowiest month on average. I'll have some answers with your extended forecast coming up.
Here's a really nice thing to see, a good update. This afternoon. Avalanche captain Gabriel Landeskog is making progress as he returns to the ice. He's been loaned to the Colorado Eagles for a conditioning assignment. He was out there today, hasn't played since Colorado's 2022 Stanley Cup win. He's been recovering from a cartilage transplant surgery done last May. The Eagles have 2 games this weekend, Friday and Saturday. If you want to watch, cheapest ticket we found was $88 for standing room. Most expensive ticket, $1,200. And we're not sure. Is Landy going to play? I don't know. Do you think, Tom?
Oh, I think he's there to play. The question is now you have Friday and Saturday night. He's not going to play back-to-back games as he tries to get back into shape, but he'll play in one. There are a few tickets for both nights still available, but mostly secondary market tickets. It's amazing to think of an AHL hockey game asking for $1,200 to sit on the red line. But Landeskog, it's been over 3 years now. It's been well over 1,000 days since he last played. People are getting really excited that he's going to be back on the ice in the playoffs. So what he does this weekend is really important for the Avalanche and really fun for the Colorado Eagles.
Yeah,
how
fun
Avalanche
for them.
captain.
Yeah, just seeing him out there today.
Well, the teammates, the players he's going to play with and against.
Yeah.
The teams, the Henderson Silver Knights are in
You can
town.
always say, yeah, I faced him.
I was up against that Stanley Cup captain.
How about that?